Hi, everyone, welcome to our new video. What if I told you that an ordinary 5-cent coin, the kind most people ignore every single day, could secretly be worth a fortune? Maybe thousands, maybe tens of thousands, and according to some unbelievable rumors, even millions of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. Collectors around the world have been whispering about rare Jefferson nickel coins that shocked the market. Coins that looked completely normal, but turned out to be incredibly valuable. Some say hidden treasures are still sitting in old jars, drawers, and forgotten collections, waiting for someone to discover them. But here's the big question. Are those million-dollar stories real, or just collector legends? Today, we're going to explore 3 rare Jefferson nickel coins, coins that have created mystery, excitement, and serious debate among collectors. We'll examine what makes them special, what they could actually be worth, and which details you must check on your own coins. And trust me, what you learn before the final reveal might completely change how you see your pocket change forever. So stay with me till the end, because the truth behind these million-dollar rumors might surprise you more than you ever imagined. Let's start with our first coin. Have you ever heard the shocking claim that a simple 1963 Jefferson nickel could be worth millions of dollars? Some collectors insist that certain ordinary-looking coins have secretly sold for unbelievable amounts, while others believe rare treasures are still hiding in everyday pocket change, waiting for someone lucky enough to notice. Just imagine this, a small 5-cent coin sitting quietly in an old jar, yet secretly worth more than a luxury car, a mansion, or even a lifetime of financial security. It sounds impossible, but stories like this continue to spread across coin communities, auction rumors, and collector conversations. So today, we are going to investigate the truth behind the 1963 Jefferson nickel, its design, its history, its rare mint mistakes, its real collector value, and finally, the reality behind those mysterious million-dollar whispers. Stay with me all the way to the end, because what you discover might completely change how you look at your coins forever. Let's begin by carefully observing the coin itself, because every detail matters when it comes to value. On the front of the coin is the elegant portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President of the United States. His profile faces left, calm and thoughtful, symbolizing leadership and intellectual strength. The word liberty appears beside him along with the year 1963, marking the moment this particular coin entered circulation. The design is simple yet deeply symbolic, representing both American heritage and everyday commerce. Turn the coin over, and you'll see the detailed image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia home. The building is shown with fine architectural detail, including its columns, dome, and the famous front staircase. Above it appears the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. Below, you'll see United States of America and 5 cents. This design had been used for many years by 1963 and was produced with remarkable consistency by the United States Mint. The coin itself is made from a durable copper-nickel alloy, giving it that familiar silver-gray appearance and allowing it to survive decades of circulation. Now let's step back into the year 1963, a time filled with powerful events and emotional turning points. America was experiencing social change, technological progress, and political tension. Yet through all of this, the Jefferson nickel continued its quiet role in daily life. It was used for groceries, transportation, vending machines, and countless ordinary purchases. Millions upon millions of these coins were struck that year, meaning they were everywhere. This huge production is very important to understand, because when something is made in such massive numbers, true rarity becomes difficult. Most coins remain common, unless something unusual happens during minting or preservation. And this is where collectors begin to pay very close attention, because condition and minting quality are everything. When coins are produced, tiny differences occur. Some are struck more sharply than others. Some receive better metal flow. Some escape wear entirely, and a few leave the mint with mistakes, which collectors call errors. Let's talk about those errors first. Some 1963 Jefferson nickels were struck slightly off-center, meaning the design appears shifted and part of the coin is blank. Others were struck on imperfect metal blanks called clipped planchets, where a curved piece is missing from the edge. Some show doubled letters or numbers due to a die striking the design twice slightly out of alignment. There are also strike-through errors, when debris gets between the die and coin during minting, leaving unusual marks or impressions. But perhaps the most famous and valuable feature collectors search for is something extremely small, yet incredibly important: the full steps detail on Monticello. If you look closely at the building's front staircase, you'll see several horizontal lines representing steps. On many coins, these steps appear weak, blurred, or partially missing because of normal minting pressure. But on rare coins, every single step is sharply visible and clearly separated. This is called full steps, and it proves the coin was struck with exceptional precision. These coins are highly prized because they are far less common than standard strikes. Now, let's talk about what everyone really wants to know: the actual dollar values. If your 1963 Jefferson nickel has been used in everyday circulation, showing scratches, dullness, worn details, its value is usually between 5 cents and about 25 cents. Yes, most are still worth face value. If your coin is uncirculated, meaning no visible wear, bright surface, sharp details, collectors may pay around $1 to $10 depending on its appearance. Coins graded in higher mint condition, such as MS-65 or MS-66, often sell for $15 to $80, sometimes more if they have attractive luster. When you reach extremely high grades like MS-67, where the coin looks almost perfect even under magnification, values can rise to $150, $300, or $500 plus depending on demand and certification. Now we move into the truly rare collector territory. 1963 Jefferson nickels with full steps and superb preservation can sell for $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, even $5,000 or more if they are among the finest known examples. Major mint errors, especially dramatic or unusual ones, can range from $50 to several $100s, and occasionally over $1,000 if the error is rare and visually striking. So when we look at the entire realistic value spectrum, here is what we see. Common circulated coin, about 5 cents to 25 cents. Typical uncirculated, about $1 to $10. High mint grade, $15 to $80. Near perfect condition, $150 to $500 plus. Full steps elite quality, $1,000 to $5,000 plus. Major mint errors, tens to thousands depending on rarity. And sometimes, very rarely, extraordinary examples may exceed those ranges at competitive auctions if collectors fight to own the best specimen known. Now, after hearing all those numbers, after understanding condition, grading, rarity, minting precision, and collector demand, we finally return to the mystery. The million-dollar rumors. Here is the complete and honest truth. There is no verified evidence that a 1963 Jefferson nickel has ever sold for millions of dollars. No confirmed auction records. No certified sale. No documented example recognized by major grading companies. The stories usually come from exaggerated online posts, misunderstandings about different rare coins, or simple collector excitement turning into legend. But here is why the rumors continue to survive. History has shown that certain coins, once believed ordinary, later turned out to be incredibly rare due to unique minting mistakes or previously unknown varieties. That tiny possibility, however unlikely, keeps the dream alive. People love the idea that treasure could be hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. So the reality is this. The 1963 Jefferson nickel is not a million-dollar coin, but it can be worth far more than face value if it is in exceptional condition, if it has full steps, or if it contains a rare mint error. Some examples truly are valuable collector pieces, and finding one can still be an exciting and rewarding discovery. So the next time you see a Jefferson nickel, don't ignore it. Let's move on our second coin in today's series. Have you ever heard the claim that a 1964 Jefferson nickel could be worth an unbelievable fortune, maybe even millions of dollars? Some collectors say rare nickels from the 1960s have shocked the world with massive auction prices, while others believe hidden treasures are still sitting unnoticed in old coin jars, drawers, and family collections. Just imagine finding a simple 5-cent coin, something millions of people once used for candy or bus fare, and discovering it could be worth more than a luxury car or even a house. Sounds impossible, but stories like this keep spreading, and the mystery around the 1964 Jefferson nickel has only grown stronger over time. Today, we're going to uncover everything: its design, the fascinating history behind its massive production, the rare mint errors collectors hunt for, the real market prices from ordinary to exceptional, and only at the very end, the full truth behind those incredible million-dollar rumors. Stay with me, because this coin has one of the most dramatic stories of any modern nickel. Let's begin with the design, because every tiny detail on a coin can affect its value. On the front, you'll see the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, shown in a refined left-facing profile. His image represents not only American leadership but also intellectual legacy and independence. Beside his portrait appear the word liberty and the date 1964, marking one of the most historically important production years in modern U.S. coinage. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the detailed structure of Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia home. The building is rendered with clean architectural symmetry, columns, dome, and most importantly, the front staircase. Above it appears the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, while below you'll find United States of America and 5 cents. Like other nickels of the era, it was struck using a copper-nickel composition by the United States Mint, designed for durability and everyday use. Now here's where things become truly fascinating, the history of 1964 itself. The year 1964 was a turning point in American coin production. The United States was facing a major coin shortage. People were hoarding coins because of rising silver prices and economic uncertainty. Even though nickels don't contain silver, the shortage affected all denominations. To keep commerce running smoothly, the Mint dramatically increased production, and the 1964 Jefferson nickel became one of the most heavily produced nickels in U.S. history. Billions were struck. Yes, billions. Production was so intense that the Mint continued making 1964-dated nickels even into 1965. This unusual situation means that 1964 nickels are extremely common today, far more than most other years. But here's the twist. When coins are produced at such high speed and volume, quality control sometimes suffers. And that's exactly what makes certain 1964 nickels very interesting to collectors. Let's talk about what really creates value: condition and minting errors. Because of the rushed production, many 1964 nickels were struck with weaker details. One of the most important features collectors examine is the staircase on Monticello. If those steps appear sharp and fully separated, the coin is said to have full steps, a sign of exceptional strike quality. Ironically, because minting was so rushed in 1964, strong full steps examples are actually quite scarce. That makes them very desirable. Then there are mint errors, and 1964 nickels have plenty to offer. Some coins were struck off-center, leaving part of the design missing. Others show doubled lettering or numbers due to die misalignment. Some were struck on clipped planchets where a curved piece of the coin edge is missing. There are also die cracks, strike-through marks from debris, and unusually weak or over-polished dies that affect detail clarity. Because so many coins were produced quickly, these variations appear more often than in many other years, but dramatic examples remain collectible and valuable. Now let's talk about real market value, from the most common to the most exceptional. A typical circulated 1964 Jefferson nickel, one that shows wear from years of use, is usually worth 5 cents to about 30 cents. Most people who own one have exactly this type. A normal uncirculated coin with no wear but average quality may sell for about $1 to $8. Higher-grade examples, bright, sharp, and well-preserved, can bring $10 to $60, depending on condition and eye appeal. Very high-grade coins graded MS66 or MS67 may sell for $100 to $400 or more, especially if surfaces are clean and luster is strong. Now we move into the premium collector category. 1964 nickels with full steps in superb condition can sell for $1,000, $2,000, or even $4,000 plus depending on certification and rarity. These are among the finest known examples and are highly sought after by advanced collectors. Major mint errors can range widely, from $50 to several $100s, and dramatic or rare error combinations can sometimes exceed $1,000 or more. So if we summarize the complete realistic value range: common circulated, about 5 cents to 30 cents. Typical uncirculated, about $1 to $8. High-quality mint state, $10 to $60. Exceptional condition, $100 to $400 plus. Elite full steps examples, $1,000 to $4,000 plus. Major mint errors, tens to thousands depending on rarity. That is the full realistic value spectrum collectors recognize today. Now, after learning all of that, After seeing how condition, strike quality, and errors can raise value dramatically, we return to the biggest mystery of all: the million-dollar rumors. Here is the honest truth. There is no confirmed record of any 1964 Jefferson nickel ever selling for millions of dollars. None verified by major auctions. None certified by professional grading companies. The stories usually come from exaggerated claims, misunderstandings, or confusion with entirely different rare coins. But the reason people keep believing these rumors is simple. 1,964 nickels were produced in enormous numbers, and when something is that common, the idea of finding an extremely rare hidden variety becomes exciting. Add in the existence of valuable full steps coins and dramatic mint errors, and suddenly the imagination takes over. So here is the reality. The 1964 Jefferson nickel is not a million-dollar coin, but it can be very valuable if it is in exceptional condition or has a rare mint error. Some examples truly sell for thousands of dollars, which is still remarkable for a 5-cent coin. So the next time you see a 1964 nickel, don't ignore it. Check the details carefully. Look at the steps on Monticello. Examine the surface. Because even if you don't find a fortune, you might still discover a rare collector piece hiding in plain sight. And who knows? Your ordinary coin might be far more extraordinary than it first appears. Let's move on our third coin in today's series. Have you ever heard that a modern coin, something from the 1980s that many people still remember using, could secretly be worth millions of dollars? It sounds almost impossible, because when we think of valuable coins, we imagine something ancient, rare, or centuries old. But rumors have spread for years that certain ordinary-looking nickels from the 1980s, especially the 1985 D. Jefferson nickel, might hide incredible value. Some people claim rare minting mistakes or ultra-perfect examples have sold for shocking amounts, while others believe priceless coins are still quietly sitting in everyday collections. Imagine checking your spare change, and discovering a simple 5-cent coin could change your life forever. Could that really happen? Is there any truth behind these stories? Today we're going to uncover everything: the design of the 1985 D nickel, the history behind its production, the rare errors collectors search for, the real prices it sells for today, and only after revealing every detail, we'll finally expose the truth behind the mysterious million-dollar rumors. Stay with me, because this coin may look ordinary, but its story is anything but. Let's begin with the design, because even the smallest detail on a coin can affect its value dramatically. On the front of the coin appears the familiar left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson. His calm expression has been a symbol of American coinage for decades, representing leadership, knowledge, and national heritage. Beside his portrait you'll see the word Liberty and the year 1985, marking the time when this coin entered circulation. If your coin has a small D mint mark near the date, that means it was produced at the Denver Mint, which is what the D in 1985 D stands for. Now turn the coin over, and you'll see the detailed image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia home. The building is carefully engraved, showing columns, dome, and the famous staircase at the front. Above it appears the Latin phrase E pluribus unum, out of many, one. Below are the words United States of America and 5 cents. The coin was struck using a copper-nickel composition by the United States Mint, designed to last through decades of everyday use. Now let's talk about the historical context of the 1985 D. Jefferson nickel. Unlike earlier decades filled with dramatic minting changes or wartime medals, the mid-1980s were a time of stable, routine coin production in the United States. The economy was modernizing, vending machines were everywhere, and nickels were still heavily used in daily transactions. Millions upon millions of nickels were produced each year, including a very large number in Denver in 1985. Because production methods had become highly efficient by the 1980s, most coins were struck with consistent quality. That means truly rare varieties or unusual minting mistakes are less common compared to earlier decades when production was more rushed or experimental. However, no minting process is ever perfect, and even in modern times, errors can still occur. And this is where collectors become very interested. Let's talk about the features that can make a 1985 D. Jefferson nickel valuable. First, condition matters more than anything. Because these coins are relatively modern, many still survive in good shape. But finding one in near-perfect condition, with flawless surfaces, sharp details, and strong original luster, is much harder than people think. The difference between an average coin and a top-grade certified coin can mean the difference between a few cents and hundreds of dollars. Second, collectors carefully examine the steps on Monticello. Just like earlier Jefferson nickels, if the staircase lines are sharply defined and fully separated, the coin may qualify for the prized full steps designation. This indicates an exceptionally strong strike, something collectors pay premium prices for. Third, mint errors. Even with modern equipment, mistakes still happen. Some 1985 D nickels show off-center strikes where the design is misaligned. Others may display doubled letters or numbers caused by die movement. There can be die cracks, clipped planchets, or strike-through marks from debris. These errors are not common, but when they appear clearly and dramatically, collectors are willing to pay significant premiums. Now let's talk about the real market values, from ordinary coins to exceptional collector pieces. A typical circulated 1985 D Jefferson nickel, one that shows wear from everyday use, is generally worth 5 cents to about 20 cents. Most examples fall into this category. A normal uncirculated coin with no wear but average quality may sell for about 50 cents to $3. Higher-grade mint state coins, bright, sharp, and well-preserved, often sell for $5 to $25, depending on condition. Very high-grade certified examples such as MS-66 or MS-67 can sell for $50 to $150, sometimes more if they have strong luster and minimal marks. Now we reach the premium collector level. A superb 1985 D Jefferson nickel with full steps in top condition can sell for $200, $400, or even $700 plus depending on grading and demand. Major visible mint errors can range from $50 to several $100s, and dramatic or rare error types may occasionally reach over $1,000 if they are especially unusual. So when we look at the complete realistic value range, here is what collectors actually see. Common circulated, about 5 cents to 20 cents. Typical uncirculated, 50 cents to $3. High-quality mint state, $5 to $25. Top certified grades, $50 to $150 plus. Full steps premium examples, $200 to $700 plus. Major mint errors, tens to thousands depending on rarity. Those are the real market values based on collector demand and auction sales. Now, after seeing all these possibilities, after understanding condition, strike quality, and mint errors, we return to the big mystery, the million-dollar rumors. Here is the complete and honest truth. There is no verified record of any 1985 D Jefferson nickel selling for millions of dollars. No confirmed auction sale. No certified example. No recognized documentation. The stories usually come from exaggerated internet claims, misunderstandings about other rare coins, or simple excitement among collectors. But here's why the rumors continue to exist. People love the idea that something ordinary, something modern and common, could secretly be extraordinary. And while the 1985 D nickel is not a million-dollar coin, rare errors and perfect condition examples can be surprisingly valuable. That small possibility keeps hope alive for treasure hunters everywhere. So the reality is simple. The 1985 D Jefferson nickel is not worth millions. But it can be worth far more than 5 cents if it is in exceptional condition or has a rare mint error. Some examples truly sell for hundreds, even over $1,000, which is still remarkable for a modern coin. So next time you see a 1985 D nickel, don't ignore it. Check the surface. Look at the steps. Examine the details closely. Because even a modern coin can carry hidden value, waiting quietly to be discovered. And sometimes, the smallest coins tell the most surprising stories.